Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Gerel Matta. Today we're going to be doing a makeup tutorial using the new Natasha Denona palette. This one is her newest addition to the 5 eyeshadow palette. This one is called the Camel palette. And as you can see, I know, super neutral, super everyday, but it is so beautiful. The formula is amazing. So I have actually used it several times. I do have posts on my Instagram just in case you don't follow me. It is Makeup by Gerel. But yeah, we're going to be doing a tutorial today. I actually want to recreate a tutorial that she did. But just in case you are familiar with the Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes, you know for sure that the Sunset palette has been out of stock for a little while. So just in case you weren't aware, the Sunset palette is actually going to be coming back in stock, and it's going to be available on August 31st. So isn't that amazing? I mean, just let me show you what the palette looks like. I do have the Sunset palette as well as the Lila palette, and I love those eyeshadow palettes. So this one is what the Sunset palette looks like right here. I know, it's super beautiful. I mean, this eyeshadow palette, it's just amazing, and I love to follow her on her social media because she actually uses her palette and create looks with it just so you can follow along. So it is super amazing. So yeah, that's it. Before we get into the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And yeah, without further ado, let's get on to the video. I need water. So here is the look that I want to recreate using the eyeshadow palette. I don't know if you can see it. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do is grab this shade right here. I'm going to grab it in a smaller blending brush, something that is super small and like precise. This one is the Sigma E38, so something like this, just so it doesn't go like everywhere. I will link all the products that I'm actually using down below just in case you are interested in any of them. So going to start creating the rounded shape because it's like super rounded. So it goes all the way from the inner corner all the way to the outer corner. Still working with the same shade. So using a Sigma E25, I'm actually just diffusing the line just a little bit. We're going to intensify it with another shade, but I just want to diffuse the line before we actually go into another shade. Alright, so we're going to go into this shade right now. We're just going to put it right on top of that one. You don't want to go down, you just want to go straight. Alright, so using my Sigma E30 brush, I'm going to go into this darker shade right here. So starting from the middle. And just working yourself inward and outward. And you definitely want to keep your eyes open for this one, not close it at all. And just keep on building this shade until you are satisfied. And I'm adding a little bit of the Shape Tape concealer in tan, just because it's more on the peachy side, and I actually need to cover my under eye circle. I just feel like they're not, the Too Faced Born This Way is not giving me the coverage that I actually want right now. So it's more like on the yellow side. This one is definitely more on the peachy side, so I don't know if you can actually see the difference from where it was to what it is now. And around my mouth as well, it has like discoloration, so that's why I like to do that. So to set my concealer in place, I'm actually going to go into with this brush right here and just tapping the product in. So just to set the rest of my face, I'm going to be using the All Nighter setting powder by Urban Decay. This is something that I actually been loving for a little while now, and the more and more I use it, the more and more I actually enjoy it. So it does have a little bit of color. I actually never noticed it until maybe because it's like almost the same color as me. So it doesn't give me a lot of color, but if you are a little bit lighter than me or more fair, you're definitely going to see that there is a tint to the powder. It's not a translucent powder, so just wanted to give you the heads up on that and the update on that one as well. So I'm just going to set everything into place. So for lower lashes, I'm going to be using this one right here. Alright, so I'm going to grab it on an E45 brush. So going back with the lighter shade, I'm going to actually place that one on my brow bone. Alright, so going back with the E25, I'm just going to blend that shade. Alright, so I'm just going to touch up my brows really quick, and I'm going to be using this shade right here, which is, this one is in the shade Granite. And I'm going to go into the darker shade just to give my brows a little bit more dimension. They're looking pretty light right now. Alright, so to set my brows into place, I'm going to be using this one right here, which is the Tinted Brow Gel by Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade Caramel. Just to bring it more looking like the picture. So I think that's it. I'm going to just add my mascara on my lower lashes. I'm going to be grabbing the Marc Jacobs bronzer. Okay, I have been loving this makeup forever to clean up my bronzer, like my cheeks just a little bit, so I can give it more definition. So I go in with my sponge and I just, not too much. Alright, so while that is just sitting there for a little bit, we're going to highlight, and I over highlight in this one right here, which is Rodeo Drive and Blissful. So I'm going to be using these two right here. Okay, for blush, I'm going to be using the Laura Geller blush, and this one is in the shade Honeysuckle, and this is what it looks like. Alright, and I'm just going to dust that off. Okay, for lips, I'm going to line my lips using the MAC Oak lip liner. So for lips, I'm using the Dose of Color lipstick in the shade More Creamer Please, and this is from the Desi and Katie collection. I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter spray. I'm just going to set it in place. Okay, so this is the final look. So yeah, that is it for the makeup look. I hope that this was actually helpful to you. If you really want to know my thoughts about the palette, this little thing, it's amazing. Like, for you to actually create something so beautiful and dramatic like this, and also make it so wearable, like I actually have pictures on my Instagram, like I mentioned in the beginning. It's so versatile. I love it so much. I think the pigmentation is so on point, and just the colors, the way they actually blend together. These two right here, they seem to actually be really close to being the same, but on the eyes, this one actually is a little bit more cooler. This one gives you that little warmness that you see on the crease. So I do really like this eyeshadow palette very much. So I hope that you give it a try if you are looking for that kind of neutral but more like a camel shade. So if you are familiar with the eyeshadow that MAC actually discontinued, which it was called Interrupted, which I do have it right here, it's like within the same family. I mean, this color, it's amazing. They no longer sell it, which totally sucks because MAC does that all the time. But this shadow, I actually tried to depot it. That's why it's all like broken, because it did not want to come out of the case. But this is Uninterrupted, and pretty much it is within the same family as these shades right here, and maybe that's why I feel a little bit closeness to this eyeshadow palette, just because I love Uninterrupted so much, and like I said, they no longer have it. So maybe that's why I feel like a little bit like love for this palette, just a little bit extra, because it does remind me a lot of Uninterrupted by MAC. But this palette, as you can see, is beautiful. So yes, I'm really in love with this palette, as you can see. If you are interested in these type of shades right here, this is a great palette because the formula is amazing. So easy, so beautiful to blend. It was just like such a pleasure to actually use this little palette and create a full look and not actually have to go to any other palettes, just use this little thing right here. So yeah, it was awesome. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you next time. Bye.